With the pandemic, many nonprofits are having a hard time getting donations to fund the good work that they do. There have been two organizations we have worked with recently who have dipped into the virtual world to support their funding efforts. Hi, I'm Dennis Yurich, and I'm going to talk and show you a virtual auction system being used by one of these organizations. During the past year, Wassenberg Art Center has struggled with very limited art exhibits and closure. In the past, they've had very successful art auctions, but these have been in-person events. So we created an online auction for them. They were able to get almost 100 items donated or sold to them at a discounted price. We had them talk to potential donors beyond just artists. The community stepped up with donations like restaurant meals and even a tree house getaway. Let's take a peek and see how this works. Okay, on the Wassenberg website, we put on the front end the auction right up front on the home page. So here's the home page. Here's all the information about the auction. So here's a button here to see all the auction items. We've also included thumbnails of 6 of the auction items, and those are featured items, and those are very easily changed out, and we change them out about once every other day. To also make it easy to get to the auction, especially if they're not on the home page, you can go up to the upper menu here, and we put the auction in actually 3 different menu areas. So we have that. So let's go to the auction main page. Some of the things that we have here on each auction item, you have a thumbnail, you have the title of the item, and you have what the current bid is or the starting bid if it hasn't been bid on yet. To minimize the amount of drilling down into see another items and stuff like that, we put 50 items on each page. And we got just under 100, so there are 2 pages of items that are for auction. And at the bottom of the page, there's a pagination button to move to the second group of items. And here's your second group of items. To see details about an item, you click on the item. It takes you to the items page. First thing you'll notice is a picture of the item. In this case, we got this tree house getaway, and you can have additional pictures. So they have a couple different versions of their tree house, some interior pictures of the wood stove and an outdoor hot bath. To the right, we have again the title. Below that is what the current bid is at. The next one is the amount of time left for bidding. In this case, we got 1 week and 1 day and so many hours and minutes. It also shows the actual day that it will end, which is April 30th. To place your bid, you just go here and you type. Below that, it says how much you have to put in. You have to put in a minimum amount of $6.20 in this case. If you happen to go in here and put in the wrong bid increment, so say we put in $6.10 and we say place a bid, you'll get a notice that says please enter a value no less than $6.20. Below all of that, we have the description of the item. You can put as much information you want in this area. You can also put links. The next tab here will show the bid, and you can see the history of the bid in this case. The bidder names are hidden. The last thing you have is a private message here. So if you have questions about an item, you can put your name, your email, what your question is, and that will be sent directly to the administrator of the auction. When a person places a bid, so in this case $10, you get a notification that you have to log in or you'll have to register. That's because all this information about the bidding that is stored for each individual person. Also, they can log into their account and get their account details. If they lost their password, they can see what they're bidding on in their auctions. And once they've made a purchase, they can see their orders. Some of the fun things about the auction is that if you bidded on an item and then somebody else bidded and outbid you, you will get an email notifying you, says that you got outbidded. Creates some friendly competition, allows you to go back and place a new bid. It is important to note that just having an auction site doesn't mean that things will sell. Wassenberg has done an excellent campaign to promote the auction through press releases and email blasts that not only mentions the auction, but highlights certain items and artists. They keep the emails fresh and sent regularly. Now you have 1 week left to go to wassenbergartcenter.org to place your own bid and get yourself a beautiful piece of art, or a pulled pork dinner, or even a 3-day getaway in a treehouse.